Welcome to the first, and let's face it, probably last ZZT game of 2016. This was written by Dr. DOS for the 36th Ludum Dare event, Ludum Dare for to give a game in Latin, but I had to look up what that meant and also how to pronounce it. ZZT, for people who don't know, is a famous failed attempt to write a text editor by Tim Sweeney, who would later found Epic Mega Games, and it was one of the first communities I ever joined on the internet, shaping me largely into what I am today. The less said about that, the better, really, but let's make a start. Okay, let's go to the credits first. We have selected keyboard and colour, because that's how ZZT works. I'll explain all this as I go, by the way. Everything was by Dr. DOS. We have an ASCII Spider somewhere. ZZT's by Tim Sweeney. Super Toolkit by Alexis Jansen. I'll explain that later. And KevEdit, which is an external tool for editing ZZT files, because the internal editor is a bit clumsy. Thanks to... Oh, it's me! Well, thank you very much. I don't know what I did, but thank you. So who have we got here? There's Evie, who writes incredibly interesting articles about programming, mostly about Doom recently on Twitter. And there's David N, that's me, and Ravenworks. We do various other things, and the wonderful patrons of Worlds of ZZT. And, oh, I got thanked twice. Yeah, so Worlds of ZZT is something that Dr. DOS has set up to preserve the history of ZZT for other people, and it's a fascinating project. You should look at his Patreon and the Twitter link that you can see at the start of this video, and I'll put it in the description as well. Okay, yeah, so because, we'll get to that noise later, because this is 2016 and I just got you to play a game made for MS-DOS, oh, this is going to be an explanation of ZZT. This is weird, because this is reminding me that most normal people can't read this strange matrix code that you can see above the player down here, and they need a legend to help them out and get everything into context, so I wouldn't have remembered that if I were making this. Okay, so the player, yeah, we can move around with the arrow keys. In most ZZT games, you can get players a gun and fires bullets. In this ZZT game, you'll get a sword and attack the same... Oh, okay, so this is something that some people did in their games. They restricted the use of the ammunition so that after a certain amount of time, your bullets would be destroyed and you got a limited range. So that's we're going to call that a sword. How to pause? Yes, that's fine. Okay. What are these? These are walls. First, solid walls and normal walls. You can also have fake walls in ZZT, which look like normal walls. This is going to take so long to explain, but people don't usually actually use fake walls as fake walls. They use them as floors, but they're not good as floors in their standard state. I'll get to this later. Bombs, apple bombs, in fact. In this game, we call them apple bombs to give the game some thematic flavor. Okay. Gems give you health, they come in all colours and are very important to collect. Okay, so you can't hit these with bullets, or your sword in this game, or they get destroyed. Torches, lighting in the underground. Bulges and sliders, these are pretty self-explanatory, I think. Boxes look like brown bulges and can't be pushed. Oh, this is another thing that you don't know about if you've never used ZZT, the difference between the pre-mades and the things that are objects. Oh, I'm overwhelmed now. Okay, keys and doors. Keys and doors with the matching colour. Here you can see a purple key and a purple door. And you can only hold one key of each colour at a time, which was used to great effect by Tim Sweeney in some of the original worlds. Enemies. Lions, which look like that Omega sign, which looks vaguely like a lion's mane with two legs at the front, maybe. Ruffians, which look like a club sign. I can't justify that whatsoever. Centipedes. Did you know you get extra points if you shoot? I did not know you get extra points if you shoot their rearmost segment. I've learned something already. And this thing is a duplicator. A duplicator is a copy of whatever's behind them. They have an internal property that says duplicate on this side, and they'll duplicate out eternally to the other side. Be fast in rooms with enemies behind duplicators. It's also what's making that awful sound. Okay, you could have just made a fake one with objects, but that wouldn't have been quite as genuine. And there's going to be more. Okay, someone just may ask you for input. Move the red cursors over the selections you'd like to make and press enter. Oh, this is going to define my personality, and it's going to come back to me afterwards, I think. I used to like pineapple on pizza or cheese on toast and things, but nowadays I don't really like it because I think it's kind of out of context. So no pineapple it is. Okay, I'll just make sure that doesn't affect my game later on. Passages can take you from one board to another. Okay, so these are doors. This is how I get from one board or room to another, and you can also exit the room by walking off the up, down, left, right of the screen. Alright, so let's actually play this game. Looks very similar to Dungeons of ZZT so far. Oh, hang on. 25 years ago, you stepped foot in... Oh, wow. This sounds like a jaded film noir star. 25 years ago, you stepped foot into that town in search of adventure and purple keys. It's a film noir star with a very sore throat, apparently, and the feeling that you got from it left a mark on your soul that you'll never be rid of. Oh, wait, the thirst for adventure, the satisfaction of solving puzzles, the sigh of relief of surviving yet another ambush. It continued for years, one journey to the next, dungeons conquered, distant planets explored, political espionage, and even working in fast food. These are famous ZZT games, all of these experiences influencing your next great adventure. But slowly the adventures slowed down. They got more complicated, more repetitive, more apologetic for not being able to keep their promises. It's been many years since your last adventure. And maybe it's time to accept that your adventuring days are in the past now. Oh, is this going to become a metaphor? Because I promise you, I'm not ready for this to become a metaphor. It's been a long day. Oh, you shudder. You go through some windows. Adventure. There is adventure to be had. It's not over yet. And it won't be the last adventure. The Ruins of ZZT. Okay, sorry. Just overcome by a wave of nostalgia there. All the things that... visit these two things, okay? Just trust me. I'm going to leave them up on the screen for a bit. But what that was describing is just the history of ZZT. 25 years ago, in 1991, Town of ZZT was released, along with ZZT itself, and then people started making the custom worlds for it that got more and more complicated. People discovered technology within ZZT that it was never meant to do. It was incredible. Where I mentioned fast food, that's a game called Burger Joint, and tons of other things. Just all these games that I grew up playing by other people who I've never met. Okay, this looks like a world called Dungeons of ZZT, which... Oh, okay. Yeah, I see where this is going. This looks like I'm going to need to collect 3 purple keys this time. Most of the original ZZT worlds by Tim Sweeney had you collecting purple keys. Those were the important items, and you had to bring them back to the start to eventually complete the game. We've got some stone statues of lions, we've got some maroon statues of lions. These are sliders. They only go up and down, so I can't do anything about them. There's a sword. A large broadsword has been set on a pedestal. Leave it alone. Something should remain undisturbed. Not this one, though. Let's remove it. Oh, I've made a mistake already. Okay, so it looks like those lines have come to life, and one has just run into me and disappeared and bitten me. Health over there on the right-hand side. I've got 90 of it. Most enemies will take off 10, and gems restore 1 point of health. So it's not a very good exchange, honestly. Okay. Oh, lions, an old foe of yours you've fought against many times over the years. Should I do the deep voice for that? They seemed quite confused coming out of those statues like that, but others later on may be a bit more vicious. I have no way of telling whether this is terrible, by the way. I'm just hearing it through my skull and headphones. I might cut it all out later. What's this? Do you read the plaque? There's nothing on the plaque. Oh, there we go. Established 2016. Don't be deceived by the Rook of the Ruins. The Rook of the Ruins. Okay, the look of the ruins. Don't be deceived by that either. They're actually very new. However, they were designed to appear quite old, ancient even, like something out of 1995. Complex machinery of the 21st century is typically avoided, and instead the built-in tools of the 90s are preferred, but not always. Okay, if you haven't played ZZT, that will be entirely meaningless, by the way. There are a few rules you must abide by. 3 purple keys. Okay, you can only key 1 purple key at a time. You can carry multiple keys of different colours. Blue key and red key is fine, yeah, that's fine. Guns are forbidden in the ruins. They don't fit the theme, okay. Oh, the theme, by the way, for this Ludum Dare is ancient technology, which I think it was a work of genius. Make a game in ZZT, that's ancient technology. You can swing your sword, yeah, that's shooting. Save often, I will, and there's some cheats for ZZT down there. Okay, that's very generous. Okay, let us explore the ruins, and I will explain what all that meant as I go. Alright, The first board here is a place of choice. We've got multiple ways of doubling back on ourselves, or going up and down. North, the arcade. South, the Great Oak. East to the underground. No admittance. West is the exit. And southwest is a red key. Oh, I'll go southwest then. Yeah, there was a red key that I saw off to the side of the board, teasing me with its presence that I couldn't get to. These are teleporters, or transporters, I think they're called internally. And that's a centipede. Going to see if I get extra points by shooting its back. I wasn't really looking at my score, honestly. I've got score 3. Oh. So, okay, yeah, so 1 point for shooting the head. I've never paid attention to score. 1 point for shooting the head, 3 for shooting the tail. Okay, these are some gems, so I can restore some of my lost health there. That's a red key. Is that a dark red key? I didn't know you could do that. I thought that the keys were fixed colours, that, Alright, I'm going to have to step back a bit and explain all of this, but... colours in the DOS prompt, there are 7 if you don't include black, and there is an option to make colours either light or dark, or bold or normal, I think is the exact terminology, but that doesn't matter. And ZZT only uses the brighter variety of them. You can see on this board and that. But eventually, some very clever person, who is now called Alexis Johnson, I think, she worked out by some mistake that if you entered text in ZZT, you could get it to output characters that had different colours from the ones that the editor allowed you to do, and if you did that, then ZZT wouldn't care. It would still be able to copy and paste the characters as if they were normal characters, and it worked from there. And suddenly we had all these extra colours, and people started using them, and ZZT, that's not the biggest thing that happened to ZZT, but it was a big one. Insert gem. Okay, let's insert a gem. This is the arcade, it said to the north. Mountain Climber, 1 kroner, 1 credit, 25 cents. Copyright 2016 was limited. Okay. Help the blue beetle make it to the summit. Press the blue start button to begin. Use the red, purple, and yellow buttons to raise and lower the platforms so they climb successfully. I can't tell these colours apart. Dr. DOS, I f***ing love you. Yeah, I'm always so pleased when people sorry, I'm just squinting at these buttons. Yeah, they make allowances for colorblind people like that. I could probably tell these apart. They're not bad, but that's wonderful. It changes them to A, B, and C. A, B, C. Wonderful. Okay, let's start this. So, okay, I see. It's like Bridge Hopper or one of those other games where you have to toggle these so that they're in the right position. Oh God, where's B? Oh, it's gone. It's got. Oh, game is resetting. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I think most games would just give up there and give you a game over because it's so difficult to reset it afterwards, but that's good. That's amazing. Let's start that again. Do it properly this time. Okay, so we're over B. Let's prepare that A. We're going over to B. That's fine. That's our second layer. He's over the B, so we can prepare B. He's over the A, but we need to wait for this one. This is going to be a tricky feat of timing. And there! Okay, that wasn't very difficult at all. Let's go to the C, let's go to B. And one more C, and that is everything. Okay. So, Blue Beetle or Snake or whatever you are. Great job. What do I do? Oh, 1,000 bonus points. That's great. Thank you. Oh, and a purple key. Oh, right. Oh, I'm a third of the way through the game already. Okay, so we know we can't carry more than one of the same type of key at the same time. So, we are going to go... Let's do them in traditional alphabetical order. We've pressed A, given us a gem, and we've turned off that first barrier. Alright. Onwards now to... We've got a choice of south or east for no admittance. I'm going to leave that until last, actually, because it seems a bit dangerous. Yeah, so ZZT, it still had this massive cult following in about the year 2001-2002, when I was on the internet for the first time. You found a cent. Okay, well, I thought that was going to be a valuable bracelet or something represented by the cent sign, but sometimes ZZT is more literal than that. And yeah, I made games for... Oh my god! Okay, flowers are pretty, but don't pick roses. Let's see. Ow! Hang on. No, I can't pick that. No, that's fine. Okay. Right, as I'm getting rid of these things, I'll tell you more about that. There was a site called ZZT.org in those days, which was ran by somebody who called himself Dragon Lord. Yeah, I know. And Fish Food was the other big admin at the time. I used to submit games to that. I got into the community, which was mostly full of American teenagers, and eventually the owner of the site, who had been missing for years, suddenly came back. He posted a picture of a piercing he had got, as I remember. It was on his eyebrow, before you get any funny ideas. And I think he suddenly declared that he wanted to take control of the site again and fired all the admins. So everybody made a new site called Z2 Out, and we took it from there. We took all the games over to there. I mean, what were we? Maybe 15 or 16 years old by that point. Some people weren't even that, and they were forming this sort of Lord of the Flies style community based on in-jokes that nobody understood, and a very old DOS game, which was ancient even then. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so eventually, after loads of reshuffles, I think Dr. DOS became the admin of the site, but it did eventually kind of die down, and but yeah, there's now this effort that he's making to revive it and preserve its history, which is great, because there are some things that are really nostalgic to me about this, including the games that I wrote for it myself, and the ones that other people made in this wonderful GCS. The Gardener speaks, if you want to enter the Mighty Oak, you'll have to pay me 15 gems. Okay. Thanks. Enjoy your stay. Okay, I'm going to guess that isn't good. Let me collect these gems first. Yeah, so something else that I love about this is that the ZZT games that tended to be made by the community, because we were all angsty teenagers, tended to be very angsty themselves, and outside what I thought ZZT was about, which was kind of fun and light and airy. So I didn't have any angst because I didn't have any personality. The games that I wrote were more like this one, where you had to collect keys and push things around. True, I wasn't that good at it, but I'd like to think I made the effort. Alright, I'm in the Great Oak. What's this? Hello, the Blue Beetle. Come see me again if you've run out of bombs. Okay, so these are bombs. When I touch these, they're going to blow out sections of this breakable wall up here, because I've been restricted from shooting in this place. So I'm going to have to dig through this myself, and there are some nasty looking things buried in the breakable walls which are going to do what when I release them? Nothing. Right, that suits me. I hope it suits you as well. Yeah, nothing's happening. Great. Let's just bomb our way through. And it's generous to have that promise of something. Oh, centipedes, okay. Alright. Yeah, it's generous to have that promise of refilling your bombs if you run out, because most ZZT games will just leave you to it and say, hope you saved the game, because I'm not helping you. Speaking of which, I should actually save. What was this called? Ruins.sav. Okay, let's continue. Oh, hello, Spider. Come closer. JGS was here. I should understand what that means. I don't. Sorry. Okay, let's come closer. Welcome, brave adventurer, to the Great Oak, TM. Don't judge by my appearance. We need Elijah here to do the spider voice. I only wish to ask a favour of you. You no doubt have met the gardener already. His use of pesticides has been an end to the bountiful bugs of the greenhouse, and it will not be long before I am unable to make my home here. Spider Queen shouldn't stand like that. I will give you this purple key if you find a way to get rid of the gardener so that the natural ecosystem of the greenhouse can be restored. Okay, I'll try. Do what I can. I love the little bow on the... Oh, it might be a spider marking and I'm just feminizing it unnecessarily. Okay, save your game. Okay, so there's the warning. Save your game. Oh, right. Okay, so I'm supposed to detach these, and this is a little camera down here that's telling me that I'm going to brain the gardener with one of these apple bombs. Okay, let's get our timing right. There. An apple bomb house with a G. Touching it in will make it... Okay, right, thanks for the warning. Ah, too fast, too fast. There we go. Direct hit, 500 bonus points. Okay, the gardener seems to be a little flattened now. Yeah, so this thing is entirely made out of objects, which are programmable things in ZZT. They use a language that Tim Sweeney called ZZT, I think, ZZT Object-Oriented Programming Language. And thank you, Spider Queen. The thing about ZZT is it sounds crazy to anyone who's programmed into life, but it's so good for just objects sending messages to each other in a game context, and you can do so much with it. Sorry, Gardner. I suppose that's what a Gardner ASCII character smiley face would look like if you tipped it forward into the screen. I've just noticed I was cheating an awful lot with my bullets here because when the object that is destroying my bullets, which I assume is that exclamation mark at the top left, because all objects have to have a physical presence on the board. Yeah, so what it's doing is it's checking to see if there's a bullet, and then it is waiting for a while and then destroying that bullet. And when it destroys the bullet, it destroys anything that the bullet is over, in this case the water, and I can then run over the water. Yes, so normally your way is blocked by water. Yeah, so ZZT. It is the only language I have ever used that implements loops by commenting out bits of its own script as it's running. It does not have any arithmetic, apart from giving and receiving from the health, ammo, torches, and gems. You can't even set those values. You have to add and subtract to them. So the only way to set them is by exploiting a bug that allows you to take off, I think, the powers of 2, and if you can't do that, then it'll just return silently. So you have to take off all the powers of 2 up to 327, what is it, 32768, and then you know that you've got 0, and then you have to add back to it. That is the basis of arithmetic in ZZT, and people have written, well, I say people, I mean, no, that sounded worse than I thought, but one person, one savant in this, Drake Wilson, Premchaya, has written Mandelbrot sets and all kinds of madness with this, and it is incredible. Okay, here's another board with loads of gems, and oh, it says do not be greedy down there. Can I have my transporter back? Okay. I don't know what this is going to do to me if I take all these gems. You know what? I'm going to shoot one of them. I haven't taken all the gems, and I'm hoping that this is going to have mercy on me as a result. We'll see. Okay, that transporter noise you can hear, so I need to get in there sharpish before too many enemies come in. Oh, thanks. Okay, this is an Inviso maze. Inviso mazes, the bane of ZZT players everywhere. Nobody likes these, everyone keeps putting them in. This is a clever one, though, because normally in the standard worlds, Tim Sweeney sometimes just put a load of invisible walls in the board, and you would hit an invisible wall and it would turn individually into a normal wall, and you had to pick your way through bumping into walls for eternity. This one, there's another sort of sentinel object there. There are 2 exclamation marks on the top left now. I'm going to assume that white exclamation mark is the one that's looking for if there are any red normal walls on the board, because that's what red invisible walls turn into when you bump into them. It's looking for any red normals. It is then transforming all the other red invisibles into red normals and then fading them out, so that produces a different effect that's slightly less annoying. So you can see the entire maze for a bit just before it fades out again and you're left lost in the darkness. I'm shooting those last gems because the ruffians are right next to them, and I run the risk of getting hurt if I'm adjacent to one. Okay, the underground stay out. This means you. Do I have the key for that? I can. Okay, so yeah, you did consider colorblind people earlier on, but the thing I've always had most trouble with in ZZT, because most of the colours are very bright, is the doors, because it's a tiny patch of colour that I just cannot see at all. I don't know if even non-colourblind people have problems with that. But yeah, I don't know. I just can't imagine a world in which colours are easily identifiable without help. Okay, that has blocked the duplicator, so that will bother us no more. There's also a way to break duplicators just by standing in front of them at the time they duplicate. But I can't remember if that actually kind of telefrags the player and breaks your game or not, so I'm going to err on the side of caution here. It's been quite a while since I saved as well. Let me rectify that. And I've got 248 health. I don't know where that came from, but that's a healthy amount. Okay. Forest. Yes, I haven't explained forest yet. I need to explain everything to you. Forest is blocks that you can walk over and you leave nothing behind. So I'm releasing enemies, kind of, by walking over that forest. And bullets don't touch it either. Okay, but we have the green key. I think that underground was going to be green as well. Is this going to be a dark board? I bet it is. Going down below. Okay, so this is a cinematic board, if you like. Very nice. Oh, it's not a dark room. Maybe save with a new file name. Okay, Ruins basement. Okay. Not as scary as you think it is. This is as scary as I think it is, honestly. It's important that you're able to return as well. Okay, so slider puzzles. You can push blocks around in any direction. You can push up, down arrows up and down. You can push left and right arrows left and right. That's it. Get through that. As explained to us in the help in the introduction, the boxes are too heavy to push. Okay, so presumably these pink or cyan ones are just marshmallows. Okay, so this says it wasn't as scary as I thought it was, but I sincerely doubt that. Give me a minute. Got the key. Let's push that over there. Let's get rid of that. That can go down there. There we go. Okay, we are past it. And I don't think I have anything special to do here. That's just that. Okay, that's great. That's great. Oh, it's a dark room. Okay, so dark rooms are entirely covered in this grey haze until you light a torch, which is that yen symbol I just picked up. You feel very cold. There's something in your presence, but you cannot see whatever it is. Ooh, hello. Suddenly a ghost appears before you. You should follow me. Do you trust me? No. What a pity. I'm afraid you have to. You should follow me. These halls are dark, and you do not seem to have enough torches to make it through. But do not worry, I will guide you with my own torch. Ah! That's incredible! I've never seen this before! The level of excitement I have at blank space moving around is possibly a little inexplicable to people who haven't seen this, but this is technology, this. So what it's doing is pushing a torch around the screen, because you can see torches, and it's a black... it's a torch that's just a black character, not a black character, so I don't know. That's very surprising. Continue east just a little more, and you'll just arrive where you belong. Which is the bottom of a pit, maybe. Whoa! Yeah, I don't know what's happened here. I don't have any torches. Are you afraid of the dark? Oh! Yes? You should be. Okay, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. Can I go now, please? Yes! Wankers. All my sound's turned off, by the way. So something weird happened back there. Was that teleport? It wasn't. Okay, never mind. No, but seriously, none of us down here can rest peacefully until the 4 slabs have been set on our graves. Okay. You'll do that for us, I'm sure. Just push them to the 4 corners. Watch out for the actually angry spirits, though. Okay, you know what? Because my... okay, so those are lions dressed up as ghosts with white sheets over them. Let's save that and go back into the game. You can see all my save games here. All the things that I half finished and don't remember. Okay, there's mine. Are we okay? No, we still don't have sound. Do I have... yeah, alright, I don't know what happened. Okay, Dr. Doss can probably explain it. It's probably some side effect of some trickery used in ZZT there. I'm still genuinely impressed with that, with the push the torch around trick. I don't know what's happening anymore. So I'm supposed to push the slabs onto the graves. Ouch. I don't think I'm going to take fatal damage from these lines, but I'm going to clear them out first. Okay. What do we have here? Oh, I see, I think. Do I have to push the boulders on? Let me save first. Do I have to push the boulders onto there? Oh, spirits is me put to rest. Okay, good. So yeah, this is it's a mixture of classic ZZT elements and some advanced object trickery, which works really well, I think. Is this the last route I have to go on, by the way? I can't even remember. Okay, and wait. Oh, yeah, that's put rest. That's my purple key. And this is where I was following the ghost. Yeah, the black spots, I think, must just be black torches, like I mentioned. That's great. Because torches always show up on the board, whether it's dark or not. Okay, that's our adventures in the dark room over with. Oh! I heard sound there. Yeah, we've got our sound back. Alright. Right, so here I am back at the starting room. I didn't take that gem, I'll have that now, thank you. And that's our last purple key, and we are out. Except we're not, are we? There's always a hidden board. There's... What? Okay, now I'm going into space. Whoa! The gardener! I am such a scaredy cat. It's not. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? I'll compile eventually all the weird screams that I've produced throughout all the stumbling through videos, and you can laugh at it in your own time. The gardener. Did you think I wouldn't know what you did? Did you think it was funny? Well, I will have the last laugh. Enter the passage to continue. All right, gardener. I'll play your game. This is the last battle. Your precious sword won't help you now. I think it will, actually. Okay, there. Yeah, got rid of your lions. Yeah, I'm cutting this one down as well. No, sorry, I missed. Ow, get out of the way, will you? Okay, hello, Blue Beetle. Are you going to help me? Yeah, just in your own time. My buddy's in trouble. Let's slow these lions down. Yeah, anytime you're ready. Oh, there's the ghost, who trapped me in a box. Just dancing with the gardener now. Ow. Why didn't you trust me? Oh! Wait a minute! Do I have to go and reload that entire game now because I didn't trust the ghost? Okay, who are you? Okay, waiting for this grey blob to slowly meander his way over to the other side of the screen. I think I was perfectly justified in not... the spider, okay. Oh, thank you, spider. Grr. Okay, bomb the gardener. 6. Just hope he stays near it with his movement. Grr. No one else is coming to my aid. I'm half expecting someone to go out and say, "You didn't like pineapple on your pizza, what's wrong with you?" And then just leave me to die by being skewered by some sort of gardening implement. Oh, congratulations, adventurer. I was teleported out automatically somehow. You've conquered the Ruins of ZZT. You are a super player. Thank you very much. Okay, yes, definitely visit these two things, ZZT.org, and play ZZT in your browser at tinyurl.com/ZZT online. I think that goes to the web archive, which has a copy of DOSBox and this whole library of ZZT games that you can just play directly online. Thank you very much, Dr. DOS, for a trip through nostalgia, and I really want to make a ZZT game again now. Because there's something really charming about the limitations that it has and what you can do with it despite that. So, thank you very much, and go and play some ZZT games and look at the Patreon and everything, because it's a fascinating world.